My next vaguely Ortega-related question to both of you is this. So I was watching NHK as I have been doing recently because I'm stuck at home with my son watching TV. And one of the programs is a program entirely done by chairs. All the characters are chairs. And I guess it's supposed to brainwash children into sitting still when they sit in chairs instead of standing up and walking around. I guess that's the subtle brainwashing effort of NHK there. But all of the characters are chairs, and one of the chairs pops up and gives kids quiz questions. And I'm going to give you guys this quiz. One of the questions, it was really on NHK, which was this. Would you rather live all of your life as a child, or would you rather live all of your life as an adult, and why?
Okay, I have an immediate answer without even thinking. As an adult, without a doubt. Why? Because as an adult, I feel like when you're an adult, that means you have the substantial reasoning power to function in the world and take care of yourself. And only an adult can truly go on an adventure, because you would never let a child out into the world because you're afraid of what they don't know or what they could do. Only an adult you could send wandering out themselves in search of truth or adventure or anything, right? It's only when you're prepared that you can really go out into the world and take a risk. And that's why, without a doubt, it would be as an adult.
Right. I want to be a devil's advocate, but I won't. I'll choose the same answer. And my reason being, it's kind of it can be you can involve Dustin's reason into my reason, or vice versa. So you can't actually accomplish anything as a child. So, as a child, you're not given the freedom. Everything it's kind of like a training course. So in this training course, I will give props to some super athletes. Some children do actually very much accomplish some of those things, but not for the most part. And we might even argue that those people were early in becoming adults. But part of being a child is being confined in structured training exercises. So it's not being given the freedom to go beyond these training exercises and create anything really new. So that inability to create anything new to actually make a real lasting accomplishment, a contribution to the world, I think is why I would not want to live my days as a child.
What's your answer, by the way?
My answer was the same as yours. Without hesitation, I answered adult. I would like. It just seems to me when you're a child, your actions don't have the kind of weight they do when they're an adult, and I think that's the reason why people choose. Some person might choose to be a child all their life. They don't want what they do to have weight. They want to be free. But that's my thoughts. What do you think about someone who would choose to be a child? Would you think that person was kind of screwy in the head? Why do you think somebody would choose to be a child? Because people do say things like, everything I need to know I learned in kindergarten, or I'm so jealous, I wish I could be a kid again and run around in the fields.
Right, without a worry in the world.
Without a worry, without a care, without having to worry about the Ebola virus or whatever this week is on the news.
Well, interesting way to take that. Let's say that. But I think these people actually, I myself, sometimes say, I wish I could be a kid again, especially looking at my kid. And though I think that anybody who actually says this is basically what they mean is, I wish I could have a break, from my current life. Whatever it is, the stress of work and the stresses that naturally come with being an adult are really starting to get with me. I just want to cast this off, and then take the mantle up again when I'm significantly refreshed. Is what I actually.
I think the same way. I mean, like, I think it's kind of interesting for both of them because children, often when you ask them what do you want most in the world, the one thing they'll say to you is money. Now, it's not as if children have been poisoned by capitalism or something, which it might be true, but I mean the reason why they say money isn't because capitalism has poisoned their mind. The reason why they say money is because they want to be free. Money to them equals freedom, right? They can't do anything themselves. They can't buy what they want to. They can't do what they want to. And in the same reason, I think the same reasoning is why an adult would choose to be a child again, is because they feel overburdened with responsibilities or limits to what they can do. So they look back at childhood as this open field of possibilities without obligations at all, right? They can run free in the fields. Someone else is going to take care of the Ebola virus. Someone else is going to take care of, I don't know, the rent payments or the water bills or something else. As someone else got that, I can do whatever I want to do in my own time, right? There's no obligations at all. So they see that as a kind of a escape to different, to freedom, what they would call freedom. I don't know. What I call this person? Screwy? No, I don't know if I'd call them screwy, but I guess I don't know. Although I wouldn't have a sympathetic interpretation. I mean, I would immediately I'd be inclined to say that they feel overburdened and they're escaping. To me, that sounds like an escape, that they couldn't handle whatever was going on at the moment. And so, sometimes everybody feels like escaping, but let's just call it what it is. I like to escape too. I escape into books and video games all the time, but I'm not about to, to not call it like it is when I do that, right? When I'm playing Candy Crush, it's not about me learning the intricacies of video games. It's just me playing Candy Crush, right? Because I just want to get away for a second. So I think it's an escape.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great.
And I'd say these people who are saying I want to become, I want to be a child again, they're also mistaking what freedom is. Because we all, when you really think about it, children are very close to slaves or property. They lack freedom. They just don't. They also lack responsibility.
I like where you're going with this. Can I contrast this? I want to see how this develops. I want to contrast this against, let's imagine I was one of these people and I said, I want to be a kid again because I want to do whatever I feel like doing. This is the great thing about being a kid. You can do whatever you want to do. When you're an adult, you have expectations, you have pressures, you have to go to work. You can't choose that. You have to listen to everyone around. You have to be polite in society. And when I was a kid, I could do whatever I wanted.
Isn't this? I know what you're doing here. Like, this is the whole theme of the book itself.
Yes.
Right. Is that? Yeah, you can do what you want to as a kid, but when you were a kid, you didn't realize what was going on in the background. Yeah. When you were a child, you didn't know about water bills. You didn't know about troubles with your spouse. You didn't know about the neighbors and the problems they gave you. Someone else was taking care of that, right? The problem is you figured all that out later when you became an adult, right? As a child, you're blissfully ignorant of everything that went into making the paradise you live in at the moment.
Yes.
And that ignorance is what allows you to be that free, right? You can go running around screaming in the field and not care about tomorrow, only because you don't know how that next bill is getting paid, and you don't have to know.
Or even run around screaming in the supermarket because you don't know how that's causing other people to view you.
Yeah, exactly.
Or to feel you can go completely selfish route, how they view you. It's detrimental to people around you and to yourself as well. But you don't see it as a kid.
I mean, I totally feel that all the time. Is the more I know about, for example, just say Japan, the more I know about Japan, I feel the constrictions there. Like, I know what I'm not supposed to be doing, right? I mean, when I first came here, I didn't know all the stuff that I was supposed to not be doing, and maybe it is a feeling of freedom. But as you know the expectations of the people around you, right? You begin to feel the pressure on you yourself too. And children, they just don't know.
Okay, because Ortega in this book is kind of trying to say something like this new masked man has become like a child, and the entire country is now his supermarket, where he goes about running around screaming, and he doesn't care anymore what anyone thinks of him. What do you think? Like, I mean, I think what's kind of going on here is some people who say this, people say I want to be a child again, or I would like to be a child again. Everything we just previously said too, but I think they kind of want to. They want to live their life in their own way. They want to be. How should I say? They want to be true to themselves. I think this is what's really going on. This is the problem. How can you be true to yourself and still not turn into the screaming child in the supermarket? How can you be true to yourself and live amongst others? And I think the answer that these people he's talking about come to is just screw everyone. I don't care about anyone. I'm just going to live how I like, and that's it. I don't have an obligation to others. Isn't this kind of his fear? This is what he thinks we're turning into, little children running around the supermarket. And maybe we're even worse. Maybe we know, but we've just said, I reject having to think about other people. It's more important for me to be me.
I'm going to give the depressing answer here, and maybe you're not going to like it, I don't know, but I don't think you can be completely yourself and live with other people. I just don't think that that's something that's possible. That's why we give ourselves private spaces, right? I mean, thank God for private spaces, which is something Plato kind of hated. But, private spaces are our recharging time, where we can lay down in our underwear and be, who we are, I guess. But I don't know if that's the real me in my underwear, but I mean,
when you're out of stress.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just don't think. I don't know. It requires a very special type of society, and some societies are looser than others. I think America tends to forgive more in public, and Japan tends to forgive less in public. They expect higher standards of behavior in public, whereas America is kind of okay with, even to the point of people yelling in theaters level. So it does depend on the society. I think America has decided that, well, in order to be who you are, a little chaos outside is just going to have to be something you accept. I think that's the decision we've kind of walked down in America. And Japan has decided that public order is more important than you just kind of losing it out in the open. It seems that way to me, anyway.
Yeah. Pretty interesting. Do we have any? We got a minute left. Do you have any ending statements?
No, I think I'm pretty good. I think I kind of predicted we'd all three be in the adult camp. I just want to see where this conversation would go, because I think it very much relates to what's going on in this book.
Could very well be the theme of the book. I believe he calls the masked man a spoiled child.
Yes. All right, that's it for our adult and child conversation, I think.
Join us next video. We have next video?
Yeah.
Okay, join us next video.